Hello and welcome to the replay recap with Cool Guy Wizard on this program. And what I'm doing here is I'm going to be reviewing two different replays. The first is this one. It's about a planetary fortress rush. It's from 9/11. Whoa, okay. It's an older version of the game, but I don't remember exactly what happens. So I'm just going to wing this to warm up my commentating skills, and then I'm going to go watch a replay of a game I just played, which I find to be very funny. Well, I guess it's not that funny, but there's some funny business going on in the game, that's for sure. Okay, so this is a replay, yeah. So I can do names. You always got to do names if you're going to be posting this online, right? So I'm Wizard, I'm the Red Terran, and I'm up against Wisecracks the Blue Zerg. I'll zoom out for visual effect. In the bottom right, I'm in the top left, as you can see here on the mini-map. And I'm building here a supply depot at the front of my base with this SCV, which I think SCV stands for Space Construction Vehicle. So up after this supply depot, I immediately build a barracks, and the idea here is that I can build another supply depot in this spot to completely wall off the ramp, which gives me a high ground advantage. You can't see any enemies on the opposing high ground unless they're super close to the edge, or if you have a flying unit. So I have this barracks casting a let me see if I want to slow move the screen. Oh, that's sort of fast. Oh. I'm not a very good observer, but I'm going to be sending some unit out of this barracks. Oh yeah, it's going all the way down here to the natural expansion of my Zerg opponent. And this is going to send a Reaper, which is a type of scouting unit. It's already... Oh, maybe I'm making a second one. I'm also making my orbital command, which is an upgrade for my command center. And that's going to let me use all the special abilities that you would want to have in a regular game of Starcraft. Okay, here's where it gets crazy. Down here, you can see I'm building a command center. This is going to form into the Planetary Fortress, and this is at 2 minutes in the game. Now, right here I have my second supply depot going down. If I go to... Oops. I pressed back. So here's me I'm gonna drop this soon. There we go. So 152 is when it goes down. And I pressed B there because I was trying to change from the production tab to the buildings tab. Maybe it's D? Nope. No, D is production. Not quite sure how to do that as of yet, but I wanted to see if I had built a engineering bay, because you need an engineering bay in order to build the Planetary Fortress, and you also need it in order to upgrade the Planetary Fortress. And I'm not... Oh, there it is right there. You can see it on the production tab. This is the engineering bay in the top left corner here, being produced. And, oops, I moved the screen there. That engineering bay is going to allow me to... Oh, something going on here. My Reaper is attacking. This is a distraction from my opponent. Let's go to their point of view. Okay, canceling those extractors. Those are just in order to protect the drones while the Reaper is around. You can see my opponent has an observer over my base in the... you can see the vision there on the minimap. And I have another attack going on here, you can see on the minimap. So that's my second Reaper, and I'm also attacking this Overlord, probably with a Marine. So this is called harassment, which is just another name for forechecking. So if you're familiar with hockey, you'll sometimes send a player into the opponent's zone to just sort of put some pressure on them while they're like switching their players out or whatever. So in this game that's called harassment, it's just the same as forechecking. Basically just, it's also scouting, because you can't really see what your opponent is doing unless you go and do that. So here you can see on the minimap now my planetary fortress is flying in down here. This is the big red blob, that's my fortress. He's distracted, his camera doesn't see it until it's already landed, which is excellent. And against Zerg, you definitely want to plant your planetary fortress between the two bases. And that way, you can see what I'm doing here. I'm cutting off the connection between his bases. So he won't be able to, all of his production is distributed throughout his entire base. So I'm trying to capitalize on the weakness of being Zerg. And there's not much there, but one of the things they have is that their production is distributed through their entire base unless you build macro hatches. The planetary fortress has a huge splash damage. My upgraded plating just finished, so this whole time that it was building I didn't have the plating, but now I do. So that means I loaded in 5 SCVs rather than 10. And now I put my sensor tower up. So I'll go back to my, I'll change to my point of view. You can see on this ring on the minimap, if I change to my point of view here, I can see all of his stuff that's there. So I can see these workers moving around, for example, on both bases. He has some units here, so I'll go back to everybody's camera. And now we can continue. Let's follow these Reapers and see where these Reapers go. Going around to the third base, it looks like. I'm slightly down on supply right now. I'm not sure what's going on, but I know I have a production advantage now because his whole main base is cut off from bringing units out here. My Reapers aren't doing anything. They're probably just going to get killed. I see he's bringing a couple queens over. These are queens here on the minimap. Something's down here. Oh, my workers are making an evacuation. These Reapers are going to engage with the queens, and they're one of them is going to go down, so one's going to go down. I'm attacking his overlords with a Viking, which I quite like. I'm a fan of the Viking, but it's often criticized for being too slow. It's, yeah, unfortunately slow. It has a long range, no splash. I have an affinity for them, but I normally prefer faster units. So why am I camping this here? I have a missile tower, missile turret. I guess I'm just checking it out, you know, seeing, make sure. What am I going to do with that? I could be harassing with that Viking, but I'm not doing anything with it. I have some SCVs coming around. What does he have here? Roaches. He's sending the roaches back. He's using his corrosive bile. So, eventually he's going to take this down, that's for sure. And then all of these units will be released. So what am I going to do about that? Oh my goodness, I'm being ridiculous. I'm going right into mine drops. Maybe this is a great idea though, because it's going to do some damage to him. But, I feel like this isn't taking full advantage of the situation I have. Like, this is so funny. I have this outpost here right in the middle of his base, cutting his main base from his natural base. Let's follow these units. I don't think that accomplished much. Down here I'm still getting biled, but I think I'm getting some shots off too. Let's look at the losses tab. He's lost about 700 more resources than I have. But I've put more than 700 resources into building all this ridiculous stuff. Here, he's got an attack that's about to go on. I have another drop that's going, and I have some mines here in my base. Let's look at his view. More biles. And now this attack is going to go on. What happens? The mines. And there's the bunkered marines. That's so funny. That's 6 marines per bunker. some attacks going on here. Let's go back. There's something here. This was a Ravager. This is, oh yeah, the Widow Mines are going around making friends. Let's look at the Workers tab. Oh, I don't know how to view the Workers tab, but as you can see here, it says 28 workers for Wizard, 30. Oh, game over. He just resigned. But there you have it, folks. That is one example of a planetary fortress rush that totally worked. And you just transition into anything you want, like Widow Mines, and then you the whole point is to leverage the position of the planetary fortress. So against a Terran, it's probably the weakest. Why isn't this loading? Oh, it's because they can lift off their base. So against Terran, you get that you get to take over their main base, which is nice. You can destroy all their supply depots and refineries, and then you get the high ground advantage of that base. And am I gonna have to log in again? Okay. See ya. Thanks for watching.